Hi everyone, Mike Stuchiner, Master Herbalist here, and today's video is going to be me answering what I thought was a really nice question that I thought I would make a video out of, because I feel like it would be a really good learning experience and this would relate to a lot of the people who watch my videos. So the question was, Mike, I'm new to using herbs. I want to incorporate them into my daily health program. What are your top pieces of advice that would help guide me to make the best choices? Okay, so this is a very, very general question, but still a really good one, because there's a lot of people out there who don't have a lot of experience using herbs. There's a lot of confusion about it, and most importantly, I really like the fact that this question was sent in to me, because the biggest learning experience I think people are going to find from this is that this might help them overcome their fears of where to begin. Because when you have such a gigantic market like the herbal medicine market, it can be very overwhelming for someone who doesn't know what they're doing. So I thought this was really great. So thumbs up and thanks for the question, bro. So before we get started, it's super important for me to give my disclaimer and then make one other statement. All right. First, the disclaimer. The information you're about to be provided is not intended to treat, prescribe, or diagnose any specific medical condition. It is also not intended to be a replacement for your primary health care provider's prescription, diagnosis, or treatments. Okay? Now, with that said, let me also state, because I don't know anything about this person who wrote me this letter in terms of their health, their background, if they're on medications, it's important for me to let them know that and this also applies to anyone else who's watching this video, if you are currently taking medications and you want to start an herbal medicine program, please seek the advice before beginning on your own. Please seek the advice of a practitioner who is well versed in pharmaceuticals and their interaction with herbal medicine. Okay? There's plenty of great functional medicine doctors out there, MDs who treat through complementary medicine, and as well naturopathic doctors. Okay? So with that said, so my objective as an herbalist in this particular situation is for you, the person, and really for anyone, but specifically responding to this person's question, is for you to have the best and most positive experience as a beginner at using herbal medicines. Okay? So I came up with what I consider to be 7 pieces of advice that I think are really solid and that can help to guide you through this process a little bit. Okay? So number 1, stick with individual herbs over formulas, at least at the beginning. Okay? This is not to say you can't use formulas or try formulas, but the reason why I'm suggesting you stick with individual herbs is because you're new at this, you have a lot to learn, and it's important to understand how you as an individual respond to plant medicine herbs, okay? The reason it's important is because, especially in this case, is because you have to understand, with a formula, you can have anywhere from 3 herbs to 20 herbs in a formula. And the more herbs means the more complexity. And the more complexity means that the way your body responds could be more complex. And my objective is that I don't want you to become overwhelmed. What I'm looking for you to become, or what I'm looking for you to have, is a positive, really uplifting experience. So it will help you to want to explore and continue wanting to use herbs. Okay? So that's one of the biggest reasons why I want you to stick with individual herbs at the beginning. Okay? Again, the objective is to eliminate as many complexities as possible in the situation. okay? And finally, on that one point, is to understand that as much as you may want to and need to learn about herbs, your relationship with plant medicine, the herb wants to learn as much about you as possible as well. So by using one herb at a time at the beginning gives you the ability to build a relationship with the plant medicine with an herb. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, I want you to stick with liquid caps, soft gels, extract powders in capsule or tablet. And I want you to avoid using tinctures and liquids. And the reason why I want you to avoid using tinctures specifically is because, again, this goes back to my original statement of I want you to have the most positive experience possible, okay? Understand, herbs have very complex flavors, very potent flavors, bitter, sweet, sour, pungent, and it can be sort of like this explosion of flavor in your mouth, and oftentimes it's not the most pleasant experience. And as we all know, because we have this predetermined idea in our head, if you don't like what it tastes like, or you don't like what it smells like, then chances are you're not going to want to do it consistently. So by staying with soft gels and capsules and tablets and liquid caps and things of that nature, all things in extract form, but within like a capsule or a tablet version, you're going to have a more positive experience because, like I said, you're not going to have to taste what you're putting in your body, okay? Which can be a turnoff for some people, okay? Number three, use your experience with herbs to learn about your body, okay? Don't jump to conclusions. Again, most people have this predetermined idea in their head about herbs, most of which are wrong. And the reason they have this predetermined idea is because they're always making the comparison between herbs and pharmaceuticals. For example, there's this idea of side effects, okay? You're watching a commercial of two people running down the beach laughing. A pharmaceutical commercial, right? And then the list of side effects happen. And one of the things on the list of side effects is that you grow a third ass cheek, okay? That's an unpleasant effect, okay? But the reality is I don't believe that there are quote unquote side effects. What I believe is that because we're all individual, these are all effects, and everything affects everybody in a different way. So what I'm saying to you is, please, whatever you do, don't just jump to conclusions about what is occurring to you. Because here's the reality. When it comes to herbs, if there is an issue that you're dealing with, it's most oftentimes an easy fix. So don't stress out about it, okay? Number four, have a goal in mind with why you're using the herbs. It can be something as simple as, I want more energy, I want to feel better, I want to sleep better, I just want to feel better every day and live my life to the fullest. It doesn't have to be a very specific goal. Some people have very specific goals. Others have very general goals. In your case, I would keep it as general as possible. You want to feel better, you want to have more energy, you want to have more endurance, you want to think better, you want to be sharper, you want to do everything in your life better, right? Okay, great. That's a very good general goal. It's being kept in perspective, okay? Get out of your head the idea that a drug works the same way as an herb does. Herbs are very complex plants. Drugs are isolated synthetic chemicals. There's a difference, okay? Herbs have many mechanisms of action. Drugs have a mechanism of action. So they're not the same. They're not even close to being the same. So get that out of your head, okay? Number 5 is keep your choices of herbs to herbs that are going to nourish, uplift, and calm you, as well as have a restorative effect on your overall well-being, okay? Because remember, we want the effects to be positive. I'm speaking about what I like to call gateway herbs, okay? And again, gateway herbs fall under the, a variety of different categories like adaptogens and tonic herbs and nervine herbs, okay? So you want to keep it within those realms. And on that same principle, what I'd like for you to avoid at the beginning are any herbs that are going to support or encourage any one of the detoxification pathways to become sort of increasingly active, shall we say. Again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to give you overall well-being positive effects, okay? If an herb is going to make you shit 12 times a day, for example, you're not going to look at that as being an overall positive effect. You're not going to look at that and say to yourself, wow, you know something? I'm really enjoying shitting myself 12 times a day. Of course not. No one in their right mind would ever feel that way. So therefore, you are going to want to take the time and, utilize herbs that are going to have a more positive, uplifting effect for you, okay? And because of that, you want to, at the beginning, you want to avoid herbs that are very specific to detoxification, okay? So, number 6 is I want you to watch my video about gateway herbs, and I want you to begin with that list of herbs, okay? Because again, this is about having an overall positive experience. And I also want you to feel what you take. Because remember, if you pick an herb that takes a really long time for your body to be able to see the effects of, chances are you're not going to want to come back. All right? And my final tip is watch my top 7 criteria for picking herbs and herbal companies videos, okay? And the reason is because knowledge is power. And the more confidence you have in picking herbs and picking a company or companies that you like and that fulfill that criteria will make you feel more confident in your choices. So I thank you for the question. And I really enjoyed making this video because I really feel like a lot of people are going to learn great things from it. Till next time, Mike Stuchiner, Master Herbalist. I'll see you soon.